I want to make sure that everyone understands what John Mann is doing. John Mann is not Jewish, yet he has made the fight against anti-Semitism his cause. He is taking on anti-Semitism at his own political peril within his own political party. It is extraordinary, and we owe him a tremendous debt of gratitude. John, thank you. My name is Dan Elbaum. I am AJC's Assistant Executive Director and Director of Regional Offices. In a few minutes, we will honor two extraordinary college students with our inaugural Campus Courage Award. Before doing so, I would like to make a very special announcement. You've just heard about our historic mayor's campaign, and John, thank you for your eloquent words about the importance of that campaign. During that campaign, we learned a very valuable lesson about the power and importance of public statements. These statements build awareness of issues and allow our friends to strongly affirm their support for our community. In that spirit, it is my privilege to announce AJC's newest initiative, Governors United Against BDS. This AJC statement condemns BDS, the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement, is anti-peace and a slander against a democratic U.S. ally. In the words of the statement, U.S. governors strongly condemn the BDS movement is incompatible with the views of their states and their country. Likewise, they reaffirm their support for Israel as a vital U.S. ally, important economic partner, and champion of freedom. I am proud to announce today our three co-chairs for this initiative. Republican Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, it will surprise nobody from Texas that he was the first to sign. And on the Democratic side of the aisle, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, we have a few New Yorkers here, I see. And Connecticut Governor Dannel Malloy. I should also add, for reasons that will be lost on nobody in this auditorium, that Governor Malloy is the chair of the Democratic Governors Association and co-chair of the Platform Committee of the DNC. I want to emphasize that this is a bipartisan effort. I imagine that if we had these governors in the room together, that Governor Abbott and Governors Malloy and Cuomo probably would not see eye to eye on every issue. Yet in opposing BDS and supporting the State of Israel, they are standing together. They are standing with us. They are standing on the side of justice. So, ladies and gentlemen, we need 47 more. And that's to say nothing of U.S. territories and others. In the coming days, when the global forum is ended, we'll call upon you to reach out to your governor to sign the statement. With your assistance, we will send a clear and unmistakable message from public officials to those who would isolate Israel. That message is, not on my watch, not in my state. Now, if you'll allow me to transition to our Campus Courage Award. This year, as so many of you know, we have seen college student senates condemn Israel, anti-Semitic speakers invited to campus to give addresses, and academic associations, some debate and some vote to boycott the Jewish state. Yet this year has also seen something else, something inspiring, and something that none of us should lose sight of. That on nearly every occasion that BDS or anti-Israel events have occurred on campus, Jewish students and their non-Jewish allies have fought back. Today, we honor two of those allies, Milan Chatterjee and Winston Shai. I would like to speak for a few minutes about Milan. Milan recently completed his term as Graduate Association President of UCLA. It is probably fair to say that he assumed that his presidency would be about how to address the needs of the thousands of students that he represents. Yet supporters of the anti-Israel BDS movement had something else in mind. Last October, a student group purporting to represent diversity asked for a grant to hold an event on Israel. Milan approved the grant with the stipulation that it not support or oppose BDS. Let me repeat that it not support or oppose BDS. Because of the divisiveness of this issue, Milan felt that the Grad Student Association should not use student funds to be engaged in this type of program. However, to some, even neutrality on Israel is a crime. The Palestinian Legal Society and the American Civil Liberties Union claimed that Milan had impeded First Amendment rights of pro-BDS students, including Students for Justice and Peace in Palestine. They claimed that his non-endorsement of BDS was stifling their right to free speech. Anti-Israel groups launched a vicious campaign which still continues to this day, with intimidation, character assassination, and legal action in an attempt to force him out of office. Even though a GSA subcommittee couldn't agree on issuing a single charge against him, BDS activists forced the GSA to put him through a trial. Many of us recall Lauren Rogers, a former UCLA student senator and Project Interchange alumna, who received similar treatment from BDS supporters. Like her, Milan required legal representation, and once again, our office in Los Angeles sprang to his defense and provided counsel and legal assistance during this case. Only months ago, after nearly half a year of legal wrangling, while Milan had the small other obligation of being a law student at UCLA, the GSA voted not to take action against him. But legal challenges continue and this ordeal is not over. Throughout this ordeal, Milan has showed great moral courage and fortitude in standing his ground and steadfast determination to honor his commitment to the students who elected him. Milan, to use the phrase from former President Franklin Roosevelt, we judge you by the enemies that you have made, and we judge you very favorably. AJC is honored to present Milan with the inaugural Campus Courage Award for demonstrating extraordinary resolve and depth of character. The UCLA Graduate Student Association was lucky to have him as its president, and we are fortunate to call him a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Milan Chatterjee.
Thank you, Dan, for your very kind words. AJC is a remarkable organization, and I'm deeply honored to receive the inaugural Campus Courage Award. I went through an experience this year that I wouldn't wish on anyone. Anti-Israel groups at UCLA launched a vicious PR and legal campaign against me solely because the Graduate Students Association at UCLA, under my leadership, chose to remain neutral on the BDS issue. Let me repeat that. I was targeted because I wanted the Graduate Students Association at UCLA to be neutral. BDS forces sought to remove me from my office as Graduate Student Body President because I wanted to speak for all students who elected me. Think about that for a moment. If I, an Indian American Hindu, can face this sort of harassment and intimidation simply for advocating for neutrality, Imagine what it must be like for my peers who do have a position or connection on the issue. From my experience, I've seen how the BDS movement has created a hostile and unsafe climate at American universities. I especially empathize with my fellow Jewish students who are being systematically harassed and bullied by the BDS movement. Conversely, I'm very grateful to members of the Jewish community and organizations like AJC that stood by me. Specifically, I would like to thank AJC Los Angeles Chairman Dean Schramm and President Scott Edelman for their continuous support. Furthermore, I would like to thank the Los Angeles law firm Glazer Weil and their esteemed attorneys, Peter Weil, who once upon a time was the AJC Los Angeles president, Michael Cypers, and Julia Cherlau for providing me with pro bono legal representation. Lastly, I'd like to thank Informed Grads, a pro-Israel grassroots organization based at UCLA, and their leader, Joshua Seidoff, for their unwavering support, encouragement, and guidance. I believe that leadership is best exercised in the moments it tests us the most. Through this experience, I've learned how important it is to stand up against intimidation and harassment, no matter where or who it emanates from. Thank you, AJC, for providing me with the support to see this ordeal through. And together, let's stop the destruction caused by the BDS movement. Thank you.